Everybody hear me?
Yes, Jainitai, if anybody wants to unmute before we start class, if to say Hari Bols and Jainitai and here Baba.
Okay. Start.
Yes, Jainitai.
Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhika Vistadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadaya Namo Nama Badhe Vitanute Bhakting Murkhamavartaya Sruting Yat Kripatvamahang Bande Sri Madana Gopalakang Prabhung Jainitai Hari Bol. So again we're in Raya Ramananda Samvad Katha. Last day, the first part of Raya Ramananda Samvad, it was completed. Now Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, he wanted to start something different. The supporting knowledge of bhajan and sadhan. So that's why he asked Ramananda Roy that clear all his doubts. Actually, it was not doubts of the heart of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It was doubts from our heart. So, Sri Gaura Sundar, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, he was representing us, the Kali Jivas, in front of Ramananda Roy. And all the question he asked there, it's actually the question of all Kali Jivas. How they can develop bhakti and how they can go forward in their bhajan, in their sadhan. Because in our way, we'll get so many problems, we'll get so many confusion, questions, doubts, it will arise in our heart. So without clearing all those doubts, we cannot advance our bhajan and sadhan. If it is not clear, then more doubts, more question will come. So whenever the doubts will come, we must clear all those doubts. So Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, he start to ask about our supporting knowledge in our bhajan path, in bhakti path. Right? Yes, it was clear that by Siddha Deha, one can attain Jugala Shiva. Because only by that way, it's the ultimate, that only that way, by following the footprints of Brajagopis, mainly the Manjaris, only by that mode one can attain Govinda Shiva, Sri Radharani Shiva. Gopi anugato bina vishwarjo gyane bhoji leho nahi paye Brajendra Nandane. You are right, Rai. Mahaprabhu says that, yes, it's true that without following the footprints of Brajgopis, Manjaris, only by the knowledge, no one can serve Sri Radha Govinda. No one can attain that blessings, mercy of Sri Krishna and Srimati Radharani. And there he mentioned one sloka from Srimad Bhagavata. Nayang Sriyayango Nitantrate Prasada Sharyositang Nalinagandha Ruchang Kutanya Rashotsave Yasya Bhujadanda Grihita Kantya Labdhyashi Shangya Udagat Brajasundarina. Lakshmi Devi, who is Priya, the consort of Vaikuntapati Narayan. She also wanted to attain that seva, but she cannot. How the Brajagopis, they got that love from Sri Govinda, how they dance, embracing each other with Sri Krishna. That blessings, that mercy, no one get and no one will get without following them. So when Ramananda Roy, he cleared all those points and Mahaprabhu, he said, yes, you are right. So now you have to clear all those questions. You have to answer all those questions. Ramananda Roy said, Prabhu, I'm only the puppet. Don't think in that way that I answered your questions. No, it was not. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also, he clear at the beginning of this chapter. Sancharya Rama Vida Bhaktamege Nija Siddhanta Chayamritani Gaurabdhiretai Ramuna Bitirnai Ratna Layatang Prayati. That Sri Gaura Sindhu, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is ocean of mercy, who is ocean of compassion, who is the deity of love. At first, he spreaded all the conclusion, the Siddhantas in the heart of Ramananda Roy. And he wanted to preach by him, not by himself. So that's why he spreaded everything. It was very special mercy to Ramananda Roy. And then he started asking all those questions. So Ramananda Roy, he says that, Prabhu, I'm nothing and I have nothing. So if you bless me, if you again merciful like before, then I can answer all your questions. So then Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu has said, right. Now, until now, you answered all the questions about our practice and the target and the result, fruits of our bhajan. Now we need the knowledge about it, about our bhajan. So clear all my doubts. And he start asking to Ramananda Roy, Prabhu kahe kon vidya vidya madhya sar. Roy, in this world, in this planet, in this Brahmanda, we know there is millions of tattva, different tattva. And that is not 1, 2, or 100,000. It's millions and trillions. So one never can attain, never can get all those knowledge about all those tattva in one life. So now I'm asking some impossible questions. If it is possible, there is one way. If We know the seed of all knowledge. If we just imagine that all the scriptures, all those tattva, it's appeared from one tree, that tattva tree. So what is the seed of all those knowledge? That means the essence of all scriptures. I'm not asking about the best one. Which is best? Which knowledge is best? Which knowledge is great? I'm not asking about that. I'm asking from which knowledge, from which jnana, all the different tattva appeared. If you know, please tell me. But don't forget, it must be from scriptures. Your answer must be supported by the scriptures. Ramananda Raya said, yes, no, I know. What is that? Raya kohe Krishna bhakti bina vidya nahi aar. It was very surprising. Sriman Mahaprabhu, he asked something. Ramananda Raya, he answered completely different. Sri Gaura Sundar, he asked about that seed, from which seed that all the knowledge, all the jnana appeared. The millions, trillions jnana appeared. Ramananda Roy, he answered, Krishna bhakti vidya vina vidya nahi. Prabhu, you are asking about that knowledge, essence of all truths, all tattva. But in front of me, there is no jnana, no vidya, except Krishna bhakti. So Sri Gaura Sundar Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, he asked, oh, that means you are telling that from that knowledge of Krishna Bhakti, all the truths appeared. If one can attain that knowledge, if one can get that knowledge of Krishna Bhakti, then he can get all this knowledge. Yes, you can say, but it is not my answer. It is not your answer. I'm telling you completely different. You know, Prabhu, in this world, in this Brahmanda, there is millions, trillions of truths, knowledge, wisdom. But if that knowledge is not connected with Krishna, that means it's nothing. All those knowledge which is not connected with Krishna, all those knowledge are useless. It's not my word. Devarshi Narad, he also said that in Srimad Bhagavat. You know, Maharshi Vedovyas, after he finished everything, he divided Veda. It was one. Then he divided in four: Rig, Sham, Yaju, and Atharva. Then he described all those Shruti and Puranas, different Puranas. And then he described the essence of Veda, Vedanta. Again, he described Mahabharata. it was only for the jivas, only to give the knowledge about the truths, about the Atma Tattva, self-realization, Atma Anubhava. But after all those big activities, then also the jivas were completely opposite. They are like before. That means all those work was not fruitful. So Maharshi Vedavyas, he was very upset about that. He was not satisfied. He felt it was like failure of his life. So he started to cry. He started to cry. That means my all those big work, now it's useless. So that time, in that time when he was very upset, he was crying. That time, his Gurudev, Maharshi Vedavyas, he appeared in Badarikashram. And he asked to Maharshi Vedavyas, oh, Vyas, is everything okay? Maharshi Vedavyas, he said, no. And he explained all his problems to his Gurudev, Devarshi Narad. He jumped to his lotus feet. Please, show me the path. I know there must be some mistake, but what is that? I couldn't find. Please show me, please point me that mistake. Devarshi Narad, then he said, Vyas, yes, it was big work of you. What you have done in your life, it was a really very big activity, big job. But now it's become very useless. You know why? Nishkarma pachyuta bhava varjitam no shobhate jnanamalam niranjanam kutah puna shashat avadramishare no charpitam karma jadapya karanam. Hey Vyas, you know what's happened? You did so many things. It was very big job. Really, I appreciate that. But you know what's happened? You just throw all the jivas in the ocean of scriptures and you didn't show them the side of that ocean. You tried to teach them about dharma. Dhriyate anenaiti dharma. To whom they should hold, to whom they should take shelter. You didn't mention. You didn't point out clearly there. Listen me. All those work, maybe it's nishkama karma, desireless. Any activities, any knowledge, if it is not connected with Krishna, then it's nothing. No shobhate. Jnanamalam. No need about that knowledge if there is no Krishna connection. If it is not giving Krishna consciousness, that means for jivas, that knowledge is useless. If any work it is not offered to Krishna, whatever it is, if it is not offered to Krishna, that means it's useless, worthless. So Vyasa, you have to mention, you have to point, you have to show them to whom they should take shelter by following that path of dharma. Then Maharshi Vedovyas, he describes Srimad Bhagavata. It was the essence of all scriptures. So Ramananda Roy, he said, Prabhu, that's why my answer was in that way. If any knowledge, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. If it is not connected with Krishna, that means all those knowledge are useless. Okay, then Roy, what is my answer? Ramananda Roy said, Prabhu, you said I have to give answer from scriptures. Okay, then listen me. I'm telling you the truths of Upanishad. And it was by Brahma. It was connected with the life of Brahma and the time of the creation. After creation, Brahma, he distributed all the duties for all the living entities. At the end, he called the rishis who are free from everything, who are free from any attachments. He called them and he gave them that duty that you have to do better for this Brahmanda. Always you have to do something best for this Brahmanda. That means your duty like a doctor, like a doctor. So you must perform your sadhana because for that you need a strong, very strong power. To do good for this Brahmanda, you need power. So the rishis, they got that advice and order from Brahma. So they called and they are ready to start their sadhana. But that's the point. First, before we'll start our sadhana, we must clear all our doubts which will appear in our heart. Otherwise, the sadhana will be incomplete. So some question arise, appeared in the heart. The first, okay, Brahmadev, he gave us duty to do good for this Brahmanda, but for that we need very high power. We have to do bhajan, we have to take shelter to someone who is the best. Who is that? Who is that person to whom we should take shelter? The first question was, who is the greatest Aradh to whom we should worship? The second question was, Brahmadev, he gave us limited lifetime, and we need a very long time to fulfill our sadhana. If before it will finish, it will complete, if our lifetime will end, so then the date, Mrityu will touch us. Destroying our this body is not death. That is not Mrityu. What is Mrityu? Mrityu Ratyanta Visriti, a big forgetfulness. Great forgetfulness is death. So the rishis, they say that if our lifetime end, that means for this body, then after that, maybe we'll get another body. But when we'll get new body, then that time we'll forget everything, all our activities with this body, this figure. So will protect us from that death. Maybe we'll get a new body, but we can remember our sadhana. We can continue from that place, from that point where we were finished our lifetime. So to whom we should take shelter to cross that death? Kashmat mrityur bibheti. Then this question about that seed of all knowledge. From which seed, from which knowledge all those knowledge appeared, all those truth, all those tattva, millions, trillions of tattva appeared. What is that seed? Kashya Gyani Nakhilang Bhati. And the last question was Kenedang Vishwangshang Sharotiti. It's very normal. If there is creation, so there must be male and female connection. Purusha and Prakriti. So the question was, who is that Purusha and who is that Prakriti? Again, they went to Brahma, Satyalok. Brahmadev was surprised. Oh, is your sadhana finished, completed? No, we couldn't start because some confusion, some question appeared. Without solving all those problems, all those questions, we cannot start. Okay, ask me. Then they start. Then they said all those questions. Koh Paramodeva, who is the greatest Aradhya? Kashmat Mrityur Bibheti. Kashya Gyane Nakhilang Bhati. And the last, Kene Dang Vishang Shang Sharotiti. So Brahmadev, after he listened, he said, you know, by your question, the time appeared in my heart when I was created by Bhagavan. That time I found myself here in the Satyaloka, and everywhere was only water. So that time in my heart there was so many questions. From where this lotus appeared, who created me, why I am here, what is all those waters. That time I didn't know anything. So suddenly somebody said from my heart, Tapa, just do austerities. So I start to meditation. And it was very long time. Parardhakal, the most highest number of mathematics. And after Parardhakal, one day I hear some a very beautiful voice. Second time, first I thought maybe it's something illusion or something else like that. But again, I hear that voice. I heard that voice and I opened my eyes. And that time in front of my eyes, there was a very beautiful boy, a cohort boy. He was Swam Bhagavan. And with great love, he blessed me. He put my hand on my head and he said something in my ear, one mantra. And then he ordered me, advised me, Brahma. So then I got my name. I'm Brahma. So he said, Brahma, just do sadhana of this mantra, and when you will attain siddhi, then you have to do so many things. You have to complete my creation. You have to open everything. You have to expose all the seeds I created. So then I start again sadhana. Then Brahmadev said, you know, that mantra is your answer. That mantra, the 4 word from that mantra is your answer, all 4 questions. Tashmat Krishna eva parodeva, answer of your first question. You ask, who is the greatest? So answer is Tashmat Krishna eva parodeva. Krishna is the greatest. You know for what? He has countless qualities. You'll never find someone merciful like Krishna, Swam Bhagavan. And he's the greatest. I'm also doing his sadhana. So then they ask, okay, Kashmat Mrityur Viveti, by whom the death cannot touch us. Brahmadev said, I said, Krishna, you don't know about his power. Yat bhayat bhati bhatoyang shujya stapati yat bhayat. Varsha Tindra Dahatyagni Mrityur Dhavati Tadvayat. You know, everyone, all the demigods, they are following the instruction of Swam Bhagavan. Pavana is giving ear by his order. The sun god, Surya, is giving lights and energy to this Brahmanda by his order. Indra is reigning by his order. So when everyone is following Sri Krishna's instruction order, so the death, Mrityu also, is very afraid about Krishna. Where is Krishna? Mrityu will run away from that place. If you are connected with Krishna, so Mrityu will never touch you. Death will never touch you. That means that great forgetfulness will never come, never appear in your heart. Now the main question of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ramananda Rai said, Prabhu, now your question, now your answer. Kasya Jnanena Akhilam Bhati. From which knowledge all the knowledge of that trillions of truths, tattva, appeared. Gopi jana balhava jnanena akhilang bhati. Again, if you have the knowledge of Krishna tattva, then you have not to try to attain all those knowledge one by one. If you realize Krishna tattva, then all the knowledge of different tattvas will appear spontaneously. Spontaneous, it will appear in your heart. There's male is Bhagavan and female is Maya. So Ramananda Rai, he mentioned Prabhu, Krishna Tattva is the answer. If one attain that knowledge, realization of Krishna Tattva, then all those knowledge will appear automatically. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, then he asked, okay, that's good. Then why you didn't say that Krishna Tattva? Why you said about Krishna Bhakti? If it is more powerful, Krishna Bhakti, if Krishna Bhakti is more powerful than Krishna Tattva, if that knowledge of Krishna Bhakti is more powerful than Krishna Tattva knowledge, yes, Ramananda Rai said, yes, obviously. Why? Because only by that bhakti one can attain Krishna. Bhakti revainang nayati. Only bhakti can call him from his Nitya Dham to here in this material world. Only by bhakti one can attain that. Bhakti revainang darshati. Only bhakti can show us, look, here, he is Krishna. Introduce us. Only she can arrange the meeting of Bhakta and Bhagavan. Only she can. Actually, it is done by Sri Gurudev. But Gurudev, How he is doing that? By bhakti. Gurudev is doing that connection between Bhakta and Bhagavan, Sadhak and Bhagavan by bhakti. So Ramananda Rai said, Prabhu, Bhakti Vasa Purusha, Krishna also, Swam Bhagavan, who is controlling this universe. Not only this universe, countless, countless universe are there in Karana Ocean, Karana Sindhu, and his controller. Krishna is the controller of all those universe. So Krishna is controlling universe, but Krishna himself, he is under control of bhakti. He is following bhakti. It's not surprising. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, he asked, Rai, it's really surprising. Until now, I know that Krishna is the controller of everything. But now you say something else, that Krishna also under control of bhakti. What is the truth? What is the power of bhakti? Actually, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wanted to listen that very sweet katha of bhakti, Krishna bhakti. What is the glories of bhakti, Krishna bhakti? Rupa Goswami Pad, he described very nicely about bhakti in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, one big grantha, book, only about the glories of Bhakti Devi. And there he mentioned it was also not from his earth, from different scriptures. What they said, Rupa Goswami Pad collected from there and he put it in his book, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Once Devi Parvati, she asked to Devadidev Mahadev, Devi Parvati, she is the greatest Vaishnavi, Parama Vaishnavi. And Devadidev Mahadev, we know Vaishnavanang Yatha Shambhu is the greatest Vaishnava. So once Devi Parvati, who is greatest Vaishnavi, Parama Vaishnavi, she asked to Parama Vaishnava, Devadidev Mahadev, why you are advising everyone about Krishna Bhakti? What is the glories of Bhakti? What she can do for us? If somebody is following Bhakti, Krishna Bhakti, what he can attain in his life? So Devadidev Mahadev was surprised. But Devi, why you are asking this question? You know everything. No, I don't know anything. That's why I am asking. Actually, Devi also know. But Bhakti Katha, always very sweet from Bhakta. So Parama Vaishnavi, he wanted to get that sweet Bhakti Katha from Devadidev Mahadev. That's why she asked. And Devadidev Mahadev said, Devi, if one can follow Krishna Bhakti, he can get everything in his life. Every means everything. Siddhayo paramascharya bhukti muktischa shashyati nityancha paramanandam bhavet govinda bhaktita. Siddhaya paramascharya. Siddhis. Siddhis from different. We know there is 8 general siddhi. Anima, Laghima, Ishitta, Vashitta, Prakama, Prakatya. In that way, 8 siddhis are there, but it's general. By Hatha Yoga, one can attain all those siddhis. But Devadidev said, Devi, I'm not telling about that all those normal siddhis. I'm talking about some impossible siddhis, Apunarbhava, which was never before. I'm talking about that all those siddhis, Siddhaya Paramascharya, surprising all those siddhis you can attain. One can attain by Krishna Bhakti. Bhukti. If somebody want to get liberation, mukti, so by Krishna Bhakti one can attain. And that is Shashyata Mukti. That means eternal. Bhukti. If somebody want to get pleasure from this world, material pleasure, so by Krishna Bhakti one can attain that. But you know, Devi, I'm also following, I'm also practicing, I'm also meditating about Krishna Bhakti. For what, you know? Nityancha Paramanandam Bhavet Govinda Bhaktita. If one will follow Krishna Bhakti, then one can attain Nitya Ananda, eternal blaze in their heart, and which will never stop. Which will never stop. Once it will start, and then it will flow, it will continue, life after life. So that's why, Devi, I'm advising everyone about Krishna Bhakti, and I'm also following that path. I'm also following that path. So Devi was very pleased. Yes, Devadi, I know. But from you, I wanted to hear that sweet Bhakti Katha, glories. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu asked, but Rai, you said about Krishna Jnana, but here there is nothing mentioned about that. Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, Ananda. But what's about Krishna? Yes, Bhakti has such power. You know, actually, Prabhu, when sadhaka will start his bhajan, he has no knowledge about Krishna in his heart. So he has to imagine, if he will take shelter on bhakti, then you know what bhakti will do? Kritva haring prema bhajan priya varga samanityam bhakti boshi karati iti Sri Krishna kurshini chasha. It's very big arrangement of Bhakti Devi. It's big arrangement. She will do everything for us. One great sadhaka, he compared about the sadhaka, Ramakrishna Dev. He was actually a worshipper of Devi Kalika, but he was also a great devotee of Sri Krishna. At the beginning of his life, he used to do puja of Sri Radha Krishna Mandir of Dakshineshwar. Later, he started do puja of Devi Kalika, and he was a great devotee of Devi Kalika, but he was great attachment with Krishna also. And he was great sadhaka. So he know about bhakti. He compared. There is three different paths: jnana, yoga, and bhakti. Jnana, yoga. In that yoga, there is karma yoga, niskam karma yoga, sakam karma yoga, and bhakti. So he compared the sadhaka of all those three paths. He said, the sadhaka of jnani, jnana marga, jnana path, and yoga path, they're the baby monkey. They're the baby monkey. And the sadhaka of bhakti, they're the kitten. They're the kitten. What is the difference? He said the difference is, if you very sincerely watch how the monkeys, they're holding their babies, they're actually not holding the babies. When they'll go, the mother will go from one place to another place. The babies will hold. Mother is not holding by his hand, by her hand. So baby must be very careful about that. If he's holding his mother very loose, so she'll fall down. But if you have seen the kitten, the mother cat, she's always taking her kitten, that babies, by her mouth from one place to another place. Maybe the baby is sleeping, but very carefully the mother, she's holding on the neck and they'll hang. So she'll take from one place to another place in a safe place. That is the different. The sadhaka of jnana and yoga, they have to be very careful about their sadhana. But in Bhakti Path, it's easy. Bhakti Devi will hold us. She will protect us. Maybe we'll do so many mistakes. Maybe we'll sleep in our bhajan. But Bhakti Devi will take us from here to there where we have to go. So Bhakti Devi is arranging everything for sadhakas if we are taking shelter on her lotus feet. So that in Bhakti Rasamrita it said that Kritva Haring Premabhajan Priyavarga Samannitam Bhakti Vashi Karate iti Sri Krishna Karshini Chasa. What he wanted to say about the glories of Bhakti. Devotees will listen next week, next Sunday.
Join the
From 10th of November in our temple. Today is 6th. So from 10th of November, Guru Nirjan Mahamahotsav will start. So all of you are very cordially invited there. Please come, join by mind, and you can see the live, all the parts of that festival you can see, and Facebook also. So we'll meet that time. It will be our next meeting will be in when our annual festival will already go. It will start on 10th November. So we'll meet next Sunday. Hari Bol, Jai Nitai.
Hari bol, Jai Nitai
Radhe
Baba.
Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Jai Nitai Baba, Radhe Radhe.
Everybody unmute
I-
mute if you wish.
I have to go.
Okay,
There is
Jai
so many
Jai
things
Nitai.
for
Radhe Radhe.
my,
Thank you, dear Baba.
my
Jai
dear
Nitai.
devotees. Will meet again next week. Jai Nitai, Hari
Jai
Bol.
Nitai.
Jai Nitai.
Jai Radhe.
Don't leave.
Jai Nitai, everyone, if you'd like to unmute,
I like Baba leave.
if you'd like to come back on camera, feel free. Such a nice class today, so make sure to get on the Facebook link, and I'm sure there'll be information coming across on the Nitai family.
Okay, Radhe Radhe, everybody. We
Radhe
have to go.
Radhe.
Thank you,
Jai
Divya Prem.
Nitai.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Radhe
Thank you,
Radhe.
dear devotees. Beautiful service.
Thank you,
Radhe
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.